video, we saw that we have seen a simple example of filters. Now let's look into the another example of filters. It is example 6b. Here it is about the subset of items. So let's go through the code slowly. There's nothing new till the body, right? We know that we have declared an Angular app and it has no name. So probably there is no script at all. Okay, no JavaScript. Now, as we have seen in the earlier examples, we will just declare an array of objects. Okay, so friends, make notice of friends here, S. Okay, because I have an array and it is plural, so I'm just calling it friends. Generally, this is the practice that we have in Angular because we are going to loop through, then we say it's plural, right? So you have an array of name and phone number. This is my JSON object here. It's an array of objects with two properties, name and phone. Okay. You may notice that some phone numbers have characters, some have dashes, like everyone has dash. Yeah, there is 555 in most of them except one. Okay. Now, after this observation, we'll go on to the next line. It's just a label. It's just a label which will take input. Yeah, so there will be this search word will be printed and you will see an input field. Okay, it's like search colon and there will be an input field for that. Whatever we type in will be saved in the model named search text. Now you may recall from our first example like this, we had input, right? Remember this example?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, remember this? So whatever is the quantity, it is saved by default in this model, ng model qty. In a similar way, we have this here. So whatever the user will type in will be saved in the model named search text. Now we are making a table. We are giving table an ID of search text result. This ID is your CSS ID. Remember CSS as class and ID? This ID is if in case we need to refer to this table by the JavaScript for some reason, we can use this ID. Now I have a row with name and phone number as table header. See TR, TH is the header. So there are two columns in it. One is name and the other is the phone. I can quickly show you the result and you'll have everything clear. But we are just trying to make an attempt reading at the HTML and see if we can actually we imagine what is going to happen. Then we have a ng repeat. So inside the name and phone, I have another row. Sorry, inside the table, I have one row and then I have another row and this row has ng repeat. You may recall from a first example of ng repeat that whatever, I'm now in example 5a. Yeah, like I had these names and there was only one li. When I have an ng repeat for names, you see, notice the plural here?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So for each one, this whole li would repeat. Right? It is as if I have 5 li list items there. So I go ahead and here, this tr will be repeated as many times as you have names here. Right? These objects are here. So I have it 6 times, it will repeat, loop through 6 times. Now you notice that it is friend in friends. It's singular, friend. And notice that in every loop, in every iteration, it will take this object as the friend. That means what you get inside is an object. You're not getting a string. So you're getting a friend object, which is this one which I have highlighted. Now if you want to take name out of it, you should say friend.name.
Okay, friend.name. Yes, sir. Friend.name.
Right? Similarly, you have friend.phone. So you have one row with 2 columns where you have name and phone number.
Yes,
what is new here is this part. Right? I'm using a filter. Yeah, I'm using that pipe to tell that we are going to filter. I'm using the basic filter and I'm passing search text. What is search text? Search text is what the user is typing in.
In the label above.
Okay. So now, what do you think will happen? Can you imagine what is going to happen? And rest of the code we'll see later. But I just want you to
Yeah.
visualize and think what will happen here.
It will filter each and every element. Like this name attribute will have a value which will be filtered to search it with content, which comes if we give a filter by ourselves.
Yes.
It will be filtered like that
Yes.
way.
So the table.
If we give currency, for example, the John will be applied to a currency filter.
Okay. Let's see what happens.
Okay.
This is the output we get. Forget about the second part.
Yeah.
We are only focusing on this one. This is your ng repeats output.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And this is the label of search.
Yeah.
And you see this label search, and this is the input field with search text. Okay. And then you have the table. This is all we are looking at. This table is what we see here.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now I have this filter. I have applied some filter search text here. Remember that? So if I just type 555, see what happens. Any row that doesn't have 5 goes away. And this is dynamic. If I type J, only the names that have J are remaining. If I type a hyphen, any row which has hyphen is remaining. Every row has hyphen. So if I type a letter like M, only all those letters where you have M is there. Others are gone.
Yeah.
So this is one very quick way of making a large table short based on the filters.
Yes, sir.
Say for example, in your classroom you have like students, and suppose these are hyperlinks,
Yeah.
and the teacher is looking for a particular student. You don't have to read everything, you just type a part of it, and you have this, and then if it is a hyperlink you click on it. That makes it easier for you to filter through.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sure you would have seen applications like that where you just type in and it shortens the list.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now I want you to focus on what's happening next. I give a horizontal row, and that's where you see a big divider line here. Yeah. So we'll separate our concerns from above to this one. And then we have labels like any, name only, phone only, equality.
Yes,
And
sir.
for each one, there is an input. And each one for input, you have search dot dollar, search dot name, search dot phone, right? And then this one, equality, is a checkbox. You see that input is type checkbox. It's not an input field where you can type in, but you have to check. And for each one, there's a model name.
Model, yeah.
Yeah, we put search dot something and or strict. You can give any name here. Okay, this is just a variable. It need not start with search. I'm putting search because it makes us understand we are trying to search. It's not a requirement. It is a string. It's in the double quotes. It's a variable. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now on the table. Now let's look into the table where we are going to use this. Okay. If you see ng repeat, I'm taking friend obj. I'm just taking another variable name just to say that this is a friend object, not a friends array. This one is a friends array. Okay, and in each iteration, I'm taking particular object and I am printing it out here, similar to what I've done above. However, this time I have a filter of search and then I apply strict or not. Okay, let's look at the output. Let's see the output. This any, if I type in, it's similar to what was there earlier. If I put equality, then I have nothing coming up. And if I go ahead and type name only, okay, and if I type 5, there's a difference. You see on the top one, if I type 5, it shows all phone numbers with 5. If I type 5 here, because in the names there's nothing like 5. Okay. Yeah. So now let's look at the code. How is that we are able to implement our filter only on name? We are using search dot name. Now, what is this search? In this case, search becomes an object dot name. You put in that result, we will put dot name, like in the object that we get here, we will pick up the name and apply it only to the name one.
Okay.
If we are searching on phone, let's do a search on the phone.
Only phone.
Yeah. So we will, for name, let me put J.
Yeah.
I'll put J. So there are three J's, right? And if I put on phone, I will put one. I remove this. Notice that there is only one phone number which has the digit one in it.
Yeah.
So you can apply the filter separately,
Perfect. Yes.
right? So this is John and Mike, but I'm looking only for John. So this one is there.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I want you to go ahead and think about what is this checkbox strict.
What does that take for?
Yeah. We have discussed name, phone. Now let's talk about the equality. And if you think the code needs correction, you can modify that and take it. This code has has been taken directly from the document of Google's AngularJS filter. So you may have an explanation there also, but I think you should first try it out yourself. If you don't find an answer, you may refer to the document.
Okay.
Okay, now we'll see you in the next video and we'll talk about filter called limit to. There's a filter which you put limit to like this. Okay, we'll talk about this in the next video.